Hello, Amy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excited. That's how I am. I'm excited. I'm so excited to
Yes.
talk to you. And this happens to me. I want to have a whole conversation with you, but I want to do it for other people to see. So,
Yes.
first of all, welcome. Let's take a minute here to share this video and allow the audience to build. I see that there's some people here. Please say hello. Please introduce yourself in the comments so we know who's here. And this is, hey, if you're watching this, trust me, you want to be watching this because Lisette is going to be teaching you how to live the life of your dreams. And it's not just conceptual. She's about to publish a book and she's living the life of her dreams. And I'm so excited for her to tell you what she's doing. My guess is complete leap of faith, and she's doing it. So please just say hello in the comments. Let us, here we go. Let us know who you are, where you're from. So Lisette is from the Netherlands. She is the newest mentor teacher in my classroom. And I'm super excited for her to tell us all about herself. Lisette, we are going to spend a few minutes just building up the audience. You can share this on your timeline so your friends, your followers can see it. And we will wait for some people to write some comments. And then we'll chit chat. How's that?
Wonderful plan. I already, it's already on my timeline. I see
Okay.
it. So it's also done. Beautiful.
Excellent. Okay. So who's here? Please tell us in the comments. Say hello. And let us know where you're from. And I'm always curious. So right now today, I'm broadcasting inside the classroom. In the past, I've broadcasted from my personal profile, but I've stopped doing that because I want to be sure that everyone in the classroom gets to see my broadcast first and always. I am, okay, so Lisette's watching from her phone. This cracks me up. This totally cracks me up. So, Lisette, why don't you just do a really high-level overview of what you're going to be talking to us about today? This isn't your full introduction yet. This is just while we're waiting for some people to come in and join us.
Well, it's first of all, I'm so grateful to be on and helping as a mentor teacher on your classroom platform, because it's amazing to help and to support others, you know, and on different levels and different expertise. So first of all, thank you for the opportunity, because I really love it doing it. Yeah. And that, yeah, and then at well-being, it words maybe says it alone, well-being. And well, it's feeling well, you know, be well. And being is all about, and I will explain more deeply, but being is all about living in the present moment, in the now.
Yes.
Be here. It's you can pronounce it in so many ways.
Yeah.
Being yourself, be here, be seen.
Yes.
It's different levels, and that being, I also split it into the balance part, the entity. It's the word being, and all those meanings of the be, of the balance, the entity, the inner leader, because that's where the whole story starts. Natural, being you as a person, the unique self, and growth. And growth has all to do with goals, setting goals, follow your dreams. It always starts with the dream. And yeah. And this is what I love, because of life experiences we all have. It's the package that we carry with us. and it's so important to work with it. See it as a goodie bag.
Mm-hmm.
Make a translation from the backpack to the goodie bag, and this is how I see that well-being. Yeah.
I like that. Well, you know, one of the biggest reasons I'm excited to talk to you today is because I think our lives, our cultures, it teaches us, you know, it's all about struggle, struggle, struggle. And I've gotten to the point, I had to go through my struggle, and I've gotten to the point where I now know I have this life. When I pass away, that's it. It's done. So I have dreams, and I might not have you won't, just FYI for those of you watching, you will not have all the parts and pieces you need to create your dream, which is what Lisette is going to talk to you about today. But you have to start, and start anywhere. You can start in the middle. You can start with just one thing that you know, and even if that one thing is, I know I have a dream and I have to do this. So I just think it's fantastic that you have created a whole life for yourself, teaching people how to be in the now, in the present moment, and how to use that to connect with your own well-being and to create the life of your dreams.
Yeah.
And that's not an esoteric thing. That's the weird thing. People are like, how do I create the life of my dreams? You do it by taking one step toward something that makes you feel good, something that you want. So
Yes.
I'm just so delighted that, first of all, you're going to talk about this today, but second, you're going to be teaching this for free in my classroom every single Monday at 9 a.m. New York time. You're just going to come in and do this. This is like the first example in my classroom of someone teaching a level of mindfulness that's all about inspiration and creating something really positive in your life. It's not about the hard skills that some of the other mentor teachers teach. It's not teaching entrepreneurship. It's not teaching about cryptocurrency. This is teaching your own personal development. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much. Our audience has grown, so let me actually take a quick look and see who's here.
Yes.
And thank you all for joining us. We have viewers on the video, and we have a watch party going on my personal profile. So we've got several people. Hi, guys. Hi, Irfan Khan. Hi, Sarish. Hi, Vinny. Hi, Nick. Nick McKinney. Hi, Nick. How are you? Haroon. Vet Abdul Wahid. Thank you all for being here. Please share this. This is teaching you today the introduction of what Lisette is going to be teaching every single Monday in my classroom. And I just learned something. Not only is she going to teach you how to live the life of your dreams, she is presently doing that. She's making a huge change in her life. And while she's doing that, she's going to be teaching you every Monday. So let me do an official welcome right now. First of all, everyone watching, welcome to my classroom, Amy Carrier's classroom. It's just a place for you to come and learn some of the amazing skills and abilities that you too can have access to and build in your own life, in your own self for free, just here on Facebook. It's just my little project that I'm doing. And now Lisette is one of 14 mentor teacher experts from around the world, just teaching her expertise in my classroom because she's amazing. And Lisette Heijboer lives in the Netherlands, but not for long. And you'll hear about that. So if you're watching, thank you so much. Please say hello in the comments. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you're interested in learning today about building well-being in your life, living your dreams. Tell us in the comments. And I will say hello, Lisette. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being one of the volunteer mentor teachers in Amy Carrier's classroom. So please tell us about yourself. I know a little. I want to know so much more.
Yes, thank you, Amy. I am Lisette Heijboer from the Netherlands, and I want to share with you what well-being is. And I'm almost 55 years old and enjoying life, learning from my experiences, and that's why I'm so committed to that well-being part, because this is what I want to share with the rest of the world, that what well-being is. That is something that you as a viewer also have already beside you, around you. That's called the present moment. But in most of the times we don't see all those opportunities and pieces of the puzzle, because that's what I name the lessons that we learn in life, how you can connect it, how you can grab your happiness, because it's already there, but because you're not focusing on the present moment, maybe living in the past or focusing too much on your future, you don't see where you are now. And I've been there, you know, and this is what I'm so passionate about. And also I love to see all the viewers, but what you said, Amy, the first little step to take, it's also for the viewers. Take a step, be visible, and say hi in the chat, because only viewing, you don't act. Please act and say hello. You know, maybe ask a question later, but show yourself to the world, and that others in the chat can see that you were there. This is the first step. And it's not scary, because Facebook doesn't bite.
It's true. It's true.
No.
I like what you just said. Just take the first step. And you know what? If you want to live the life of your dreams, and making a comment on this video or any video is outside of your comfort zone, just do it. Just do it. Because every step you take to push yourself out of your comfort zone moves you forward. Right, Lisette?
Yeah, and it gives you energy, and it gives you self-confidence, and others will say to you, hey, wow, hi, good to see you. You know, this brings a joy and happiness feeling inside yourself. Those are also, I call it sometimes the happy hormones, you know? It's
hormones, yes.
Yes, you're triggering smiling. You know, if you smile to people around you, if you walk outside and smile to people, try it out. Try it out to smile to people you don't know and see what happens. You feel it. You feel the energy. Yeah.
You do. And you also actively create peace in the world.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's our responsibility. It really is. If you're living on this planet, it's your job to create peace in yourself, and then peace with the people that you interact with. That's kind of the price. That's the price we pay for being human, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to hear so much, and I'm sure you're going to go through the whole thing, but I'm really curious, and I think the people watching are curious to know as well. If you're struggling, if you're dealing with fear or pressure or big financial challenges, or you have a huge loss in your life, how can you still find the ability to smile to a stranger? Tell us how to do that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was just going to say, please also tell us, if you would, how you came to this answer, because I know you've gone through it in your life.
Yes, it's when you know, all those, I call it challenges, life lessons you have during your whole life, and they're all, it's not only happy moments, you know, it's also moments that you're really challenging with something that happens to you, and that makes you really vulnerable and small, and you're hurt and you're angry. All those life experiences, it's an experience itself. That's, let's say, a piece of the puzzle. That's the fact what happened in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But during that act, during that moment that this specific thing happens to you,
Mm-hmm.
emotions are building around it because you're reacting in a certain way, of feeling angry, hurt, different kind of emotions. And those emotions build as a sort of shield around that act, what happened at that specific time.
Yep.
Sometime later, something else happens. And maybe it's a certain challenge that is similar to what happens before. Can be smaller, can be bigger. When you go to that second act of challenge, the emotion, what you already built on the first one, goes to the second one. And it becomes bigger. The emotion becomes bigger. The act itself is itself, that will not grow. But the emotions around all our life lessons will build up. And if we don't face that reality, what all our life lessons are, the emotion is so big, and then the fear comes, and we don't, it's like you can't grab it, but you're reacting always the same way, because this is what your body is getting used to react in that emotion way. And when you have a lot of challenges in your life, the emotion will go so big that you really you're becoming small for yourself. You're becoming angry. And it's like that sometimes people who are having so much struggle in their lives are really walking in this way, making themselves small. And like a lot of load is on their shoulders and looking. And because they only see the emotion, one big emotion, and it's an emotion that is there, and they are afraid to go through it because they want distance. They won't think about it. It's done. It's the past. They say, oh no, I don't want to think about it because I'm hurt and I will get angry again. And if you don't face that, embrace the fear. It sounds strange to say embrace your fear, but if you don't embrace your fear, the fear will grow. Yes. And if you embrace it, it will be in some way smaller. And you can also accept all the different challenges you have in your life, because you see that the fear and the emotion isn't so big. Right. The head make it big. The head make it big. Fear is in the head, by the way. When you speak from your heart and you live from your heart, it's right. There's no fear.
There's no fear in your heart.
No.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we have as humans. I've heard it described as the greatest distance between your head and your heart. So if you can get out of your head, out of all the thoughts and the stories and the fears, and you can just get into your heart, you will realize that everything is calm there. Everything is peaceful. And if you can get to the point of actually listening to your own inner dialogue, not the one up here, the one down here, you start to hear messages of, I'm okay. This is okay. I will get through this. This situation just it sucks, but it's not the end of my life. It's not going to kill me. It's not actually going to harm me. It's just something I have to face. And I like what you just said about the fear. The fear is not that big. It's our minds that make it big. And I actually want to give people just a little bit of understanding that it's not you that's making the fear bigger. It's your brain that's making the fear bigger, because we have these primal settings in our bodies, in our brains, in our DNA, like fight or flight, right? We are just wired to assume that there's danger. And the thing is, we don't have that kind of danger. We don't have to run away from, huge beasts. We don't have to I mean, for most people on this planet, and unfortunately there are a lot of people living in situations that are not safe, but most of the time, the fear that you're negotiating in your brain, it's not that big, scary fight or flight thing. It's more of, it's a thing that's happening because maybe you don't know how to deal with it, or you're scared of facing it. It becomes a huge fear story. That's why you have to get down into your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're not facing that, if you're not embracing your fear, it's also a signal. You know, your body is also giving signals, like you're doing work that you're really unhappy in, you know, but yeah, hey, it's something you grow into maybe in a certain way, or yeah, you think that other people say that to you, hey, you have to become this or that because this is good for you, you have to do it, but you're so unhappy. Then it can also be that there is a challenge. It's a sort of ticking time on sometimes in your body that is saying, hey, change, do something different, do something where you're good at. But if you're not doing that, so all those challenges that you had in the past will continue.
Yes.
Like a sort of message, hey, hello. Your body can give a signal, headaches, stomach hurts, doesn't matter, cramp in your muscles. It can be a lot of signals you can get from your body. But it's listening from the heart and listening to your body signals. And
so can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
I would imagine that a lot of our viewers, and I've had this in my past, what if you get that body signal that this job is just painful? And, you know, say you get anxiety, here in the US, our work week is Monday through Friday. So you get anxiety Sunday night before you have to wake up the morning on Monday and go into this job that you struggle through. But what do you do with that, especially if you have to keep the job? What do you do?
Well, the first step you can take, and that's the easy one, what are your values? What are your personal values? What is something that you are? What are you as a person? Where do you stand for? And make the time to write it down. Write really down for, okay, this is me. This is me. And then when you wrote that down, write down what you're now doing, for example, in your work. Okay, am I doing and living my values in this kind of work I do? Is it showing? Do I practice my values in my daily work? And let's see what happens. Because it could also be that the work you're doing, maybe in a type of profession, that you can stay there, but then in a different level, in a different sort of work. You know, but it depends. That it must be something that it's attached to your personal values. What you're passionate about, you know, you have to have something as a passion in your job or in your work you do, in the message, in your vision you want to share. I like your vision, Amy, what you have also on the classroom, what you want to achieve. If there's no passion in it and just work because you are committed to the people who are connected to the classroom, but that's all, then your heart isn't there.
Right.
And I think that the platform will not grow, I think, then.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing about this classroom, I've never gotten paid a penny, and I've spent so much time working on it. But I have to. I literally can't not do it. And I'm fortunate now because, like I said, I don't make a penny, but I've been given a lot of things. So someone's position is actually funded, sponsored by the Rehan Foundation. So that means I'm not getting paid, but there's support for what I'm building, and that allows me to do what I need to do. Because now all of a sudden it actually is a bigger platform and it requires more time and expertise than just what I have. Yeah. So, but I like what you said, backing up to knowing what your values are. And if you have to stay in your job because you're the breadwinner for the family and you have children and you can't just leave your job. That money is important. What you're saying is that you can figure out, first of all, if this is the inside job, figure out, first of all, what are your values? What is important to you? And then, I'm reading between the lines here, you said, change your mindset at work. Live your values at work. Because that's ultimately what everything is. You can make anything good, you can make anything bad, you can make anything exciting, or you can make anything dreadful. So you change your mindset by connecting that job, that circumstance outside of you, to your values.
Yeah, because the personal values, right? They are connected with your inner voice. I call it the inner voice. And when you are connected with your inner voice, the passion inside of you is triggered, wants to come out. Yes. And because of that, your energy level goes sky high because you're happy and you're connecting with your values and you know what your passion is. And this make a sort of chemical change because the body language, so the way you express yourself in the communication, but also the way you stand and look at people, it's amazing what happens because your eyes are sparkling, you're doing the things you love. And this is what happens when you are really aware of your values. It begins with that one. It's the first step to take if you are not happy in the way you are living now. And you can change it, even if you have to, you are the head of the family, or you are living alone and you have to have money on the shelf, you can change. You have to change because otherwise your body will take you on a ride. And I mean, not a positive one.
Yes.
The wake-up calls, I mean it.
I have that. My body took me on a ride and now it has disabled me to some degree. And now I'm trying to use my mindset to heal the damage that was done.
Yeah.
But I want to tell our viewers something. Lisette, excuse me. I'm so excited for you to talk about this because I've been through my own dark night of the soul, going through all of this, struggling with the pain and the fear and the worry and the anxiety and all of that. And one of the books that I read that changed everything for me was Viktor Frankel's Man's Search for Meaning. And Viktor Frankl was a psychologist who was in the concentration camps during World War II. And he used it as an opportunity to learn about, he says man, but humans, what drives them when everything has been taken away from you: food, dignity, freedom, rest, warmth, your loved ones have been murdered. What is still inside of you? So through his observations and his own personal experience, because he was right there in the camps and his wife was murdered and he lost everything. But he still was able to figure out that we have a drive to seek meaning in our lives. And that's what I'm really hearing from you. And I also want to say, I saw recently a story, a video about a man in Syria. So the war happening in Syria is unbelievable. And this man, in the midst of all the rubble and the bombing and everything is, bombed out cement and everything's gray, this man was selling flowers. And he said, we still have to share beauty, even
Mm.
there's war all around us.
Yeah.
And he just, that story, I still remember the video, the image of him and his young son selling these beautiful, colorful flowers. And
Yeah.
he just wouldn't give up. He wouldn't leave. He couldn't leave. And he sought that meaning, that it was important for him to be the person in the midst of this war and in the midst of all of the destruction to bring beauty.
Yeah.
That I find to be amazing. And
Yeah.
just for people curious about this story, I will say he ended up being killed in the Syrian war, but he lived his life
Mm.
for something that mattered to him.
Really being authentic, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So please, Lisette, tell us about what you're going to be talking about in the classroom. Tell us about your book and your dream coming true.
Mm.
You in any order you want.
Yeah, in what I was saying, that well-being, and I want to share what well-being really is, and it's from an angle coming from let's say your body signals, because I'm also a health coach, and that means the disbalanced hormones, and disbalanced hormones has all got to do, are you living your dream life, and or are you really stressed up and not eating healthy, and what happens if you ignore those signals? And it can be small ones, and I want to give examples in that way. That has all to do with that balance, from being that balance part. Find the harmony in your hormones will get you physical, stronger, because you connect with your inner self. And there are a lot of examples to give, and I want to share that, not too much at the same time, but it's something to build on, and it's mindset, of course. It's your inner voice, and what is, are you leading the life you want? And but I mean also being the leader of your own life. Like you were sharing with the beautiful man with the flowers, he was leading his life as he wanted to live. Even if it was war around him, he was still happy in his moments, and spreading joy to people.
He was.
And not living the fear. He was living from the heart. And for me, I saw that video also. It touches my heart. It was really, tears were falling down my face, because it was beautiful. But you could see his eyes that he was living his life, even if it's in a war zone. And so the well-being is all to do with listen to your body and listen to the connection with the mindset, and how you can take little steps, connecting with your values, doing practical things, because it's an interaction in the group. So people have to work, it's not just hearing, it's be there and also do the exercises. And I think that's when you want to step further, to step forward in your life, you have to do work. You have to work on yourself, otherwise it will not work. And you want to grow, and everyone has dreams, but also goals. And what are your goals? And there are a lot of ways to look at the well-being part, and what you can do. Let's say for health also, by the way, you have stress. If you're really stressed out, what is stress exactly? Because a little stress, short-term stress, is good to have, It's not all bad. And it's good to see what it is. What is stress, and what can you do about it, that you will will have more ease in your own life. So well-being it's really it's big, when you talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm also a speaker coach, and I want to help also the participants, on the classroom, to help them with their story. Who are you? And what do you want to talk about? And how you're going to do that in a sort of acting way? And how does the world look like, let's say, in about 5 years' time? What is your role? And is your mission achieved? And what will happen with all the people who are living the life that was your mission, your vision in life, and the people are living that in 5 years' time? Amazing,
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
can I ask one question?
Yeah.
There's such an amazing complement between your work and Arthi Moore's work. She's another mentor in the classroom, as you know.
Yeah.
And Arthi inspires people to become leaders and to really live their truth and their inner drive and their inner strength and their inner leader. I want to ask you, what can you say to the people who are watching this who are not interested in being public, more of the introverts? How do they think about their life in 5 years if they just say, you know what, my life is really just about going to work, doing good during my work hours, and then going home. I'm not looking to build something huge. I'm not looking to be out there on stage or leading a group of people. So what can you say to those people for finding their dreams and all of that?
Yes, well, I understand what you're saying. It's not that they have to stand on stage and to say, hey, I'm a leader, or this is what I want to have as a mission in life. Those people, for everyone, it's important that you do as a personal development to grow. Even if your goal is to be head of a department where you work, or find a job that you're happy with and that you come home and you're not stressed and you enjoy life, but then still it's for you important to develop yourself personally, and it doesn't have to be on the stage. It's for example, if you want to grow and you want to live a happy life for yourself, it's important to read, let's say for a book, to read 1 chapter a day, for example, or watch videos. You have TED Talks from persons that you admire or you get inspired of. You don't have to make it big in exploring it to the outside world, but if you have a job and you want to develop in that kind of job, you have to be also good in your job. And you can't stand still for 5 years, otherwise I'm not sure that you will have that job still. So you have to develop for yourself, and then to find ways, okay, how can I learn in the profession I'm in now? To read 1 chapter a day is not much. I find that quite interesting. Find your role model. There's always a person who you are really interested in. It can even be your mother or father or somebody in your family, But think a little bit bigger in persons. Let's say they do the profession you are also doing, but they are doing it more. They are really experienced it. Watch how that person grow in those years, and what did that person do? And maybe you can, because it's good for yourself to be trigger yourself every day. Otherwise, you will not grow. You will stay flat, and it can be comfortable, the comfort zone to live in. But sometimes you need for yourself to stretch a little more and you don't have to go outside your comfort zone, but you have to stretch it a little.
Mm-hmm.
This is what makes you happy, and because everyone has a passion, everyone. And if you're not living your passion your way, not connecting with your passion, I'm not sure if this is why we are here on this planet. We are here for a reason, you know? And you can fill it in for your own way, but please trigger yourself daily to grow.
That's the difference between living and surviving.
Yes, absolutely.
And no change. Think of a body of water that never moves. So the ocean is constantly moving and refreshing itself. A little pond that doesn't even have tiny little waves because it's just dead, that's stagnation. You don't want stagnation. Nothing grows there, nothing changes, and it becomes yucky and smelly, and that can end up as disease in your body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, guys, she did a TED Talk. Right?
I am a TED coach, you know, it's TEDx coach. So I didn't stand on the dot itself. I helped people to stand on the dot.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, yes. Yeah. Oh, it will be happening. You know, it's if I set my mind to it, because and this is what I want to share with everyone. When you set your mind to something that you really want to achieve in your life, say it out loud, spread it out loud, and just follow the signs, what you will get on your path.
Yes. And now, so I read that you were a TEDx coach, and I just assumed that you are also a speaker. So I'm putting it out there that you will be on stage. And people have done this to me as well. And I go, oh, yeah, I will. So that's what we're doing, Lisette. We're just cheering each other on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to know about this. You're going to be teaching people how to live their dream or dream.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the dream you are actively living and that is going to unfold for you in the very near future?
Yeah, this particular dream started when I was 11 years old. I went for the first time with my parents to Austria. So I saw, as an 11-year-old girl, I saw mountains. And that made me so happy that every time we went back to the Netherlands, and the Netherlands is flat, you know, I was really crying because I couldn't understand why there were mountains in the Netherlands. And I was so attached to it. So this was a dream that I said, okay, I'm going to live there in Austria. It's a beautiful country, and I've been there a lot in summer and winter time. And that dream was in my system. But I didn't do with it something really as an acting part. And then in 2008, then I got the opportunity, and I was married in that period with my husband Ad, and we got an opportunity to emigrate to Austria. And it's like a small child jumping in the sky. Yes, we are going to Austria. So we want to sell our house, and we did all the preparation. Friends of us had a hotel in a place in Austria. So everything was arranged. But, and those are the challenges in life, then my husband went ill in beginning of 2009. And within 5 months, he passed away from cancer. And then that dream had a hold on. Those are the challenges in life. But what happened during his time of illness, I made a diary. And it's amazing because I didn't do that before when he was alive. So I made a diary. And then I thought, okay, after a few years, I have to do something with it. And this is the combination of the dream going there and the book. Because going there to Austria triggered me last year from, okay, I want to go there. But what I'm going to do, I have an own apartment here in Holland and going to Austria. But I was thinking about fear. I was trying to to search for solutions instead of saying, hey, I want to go there and the solution will follow.
Yes.
So it's the other way around. It's the other way. And this is what I learned in a program I did with GView. That was amazing, from Jess Razul, one of the mentors. And he said, if you have a situation, look at a 90 degrees difference, at a different kind of perspective. Not create a solution that you are used to make in the same way, looking at it differently and say, hey, possibilities, I like it. Oh. So I changed it around, and last year I was in Austria in the apartment I rented for several times, and I said to the owner, hey, is it possible for me to live here? And she was looking at me, sure. Okay. And I think that's, in 1 minute it was settled. And I thought, okay, okay. And this was, I was really repeating myself, okay, wow, okay, this is the dream and can come true. So I went there, that was August last year. In October I went back and I wrote, I think, 35 chapters of my book. And why? Because in the period that my husband was ill, I promised myself, okay, this must come out in a certain way, but I have to write it in a land where we would have lived together, because I wanted to feel the energy, the environment. So that's why I went back there and wrote all the chapters. So
that's beautiful, Lisette.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful.
So yeah, it's now I'm going there for a couple of weeks, end of March, and making the arrangements. Okay, when it can be that I'm going to live there, and those are the facts. You know, you have to do also the facts, of course, and then I wanted to share it here in on the Facebook Live that writing my book is now ready. And this is something, it sounds easy, but to push the button and to say it that it's ready, because I know what it's in there, and now it's going to get out in the outer world. And this is scary because it's a book about the diary from us, but in where well-being and cancer are meeting each other. So it's not a heavy book. It's seeing the opportunities when they meet each other. Because you can live, if somebody died in your surroundings or maybe is sick, you have choices to make. Choices to make together, choices to take with you, that even if it's losing somebody you love so dearly, you were there with each other for a reason, to learn from each other. And I'm so grateful that I've been in this amazing man's life for 20 years. I've learned so much from him, and I want to share that with the world because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Incredible. And yeah.
Wow. I'm so excited. I have to get a copy of your book. I need to read it. I'm so inspired by you. I feel honored that you are part of what we're doing in this classroom. You're bringing such light, such beauty, such hope. And I liked your analogy of looking, a 90-degree angle from where you are. Just a different perspective changes everything. And that's what you're going to help us do in this classroom. And when I say us, I mean everybody in the classroom who is fortunate enough to watch you and me. And I've actually decided I'm going to ask one of my dear friends, to watch your lessons, to watch this video. I'm going to share it afterwards, and to watch your lessons, because not only can my clients and my students and everyone in this classroom benefit, but I've been talking with this friend of mine and trying to offer support, but sometimes it's that 90-degree angle. I can say so much, but if I bring in another person who has pretty much the same message, but she says it in a different way, that could be what makes all the difference. So you're already a resource for me, for my friend, and I know for so many more people. So thank you, Lisette. Now, what I'd like to do, there's so much more we could talk about, but we don't have a lot of time left in this hour. What I'd like to do is actually look at, wow, lots of people have been here and are still here. I want to look at the comments. So if you're here and you're watching, please post your question now. I'm going to scroll up. There are lots of comments, people saying, you know, agreeing with you. So Nadim Beg says, you know, that very moment that they will affect your life in some profound way. So I think he's probably referring to something you just said. And sometimes things happen to you the same way. They may be seen as painful and unfair, but in reflection, you realize that overcoming those obstacles, Nadim, I'm talking to you if you're still here, overcoming those obstacles, you never would have realized your potential strength that you have. And he's speaking power of your heart. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens by chance. And he says by chance, he means by good or bad luck. There's no such thing as good or bad luck. Everything happens as a reason, for a reason.
For a reason, yeah.
Nadim, thank you. That's beautiful. Beautiful way to say it. So Vet Abdul Wahid says, Amy and Lisette, please keep the talk interactive. I think he wanted me to look at the comments earlier. So let me actually respond to that and say that this is Lisette's introduction. So as I said in the beginning, we would go over comments and questions at the end. So if you posted a question or a comment earlier, go ahead and post it again, and I'm going to read through them. And let's see. Nadim Beg is a big fan of yours already, I can tell. And if you are interested in connecting with Lisette, you can follow her public profile. It's linked here. And we will link it again when we post the video again. So let's see. Hey, Michael Cillian's here. Sahid Khan said, normal then accident, short moment takes you from normal to a state of mind which looks normal, but with cognitive load of that incident. That's interesting. I think I know what he's saying. All right, I'm looking for some questions. A lot of people were just participating in the conversation we were having. Kamla says, I came across this quote the other day. Being happy is not the absence of problems in your life, but the ability to deal with them. We have to learn to appreciate the challenges we face, what they offer us. We emerge from the other side of the difficulty stronger, better, and more beautiful. Yes, I love that. Start by realizing that it's never the size of the problem that is important, but actually our perception of it, and that we have the ability to change.
Absolutely. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So Saeed Khan said, fear comes out of the environment surrounding us. This is the unusual environment which needs quick and timely response. That's interesting. A quick response to your fear actually makes it smaller, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's something I shared it. I think also in other Facebook lives from you. That's I learned from. And it's not originally from Deepak Chopra, but it's we are the stillness.
Yes.
The silence between our thoughts. So between the thoughts, because thoughts are not, that's not us, you know, they are just thoughts. And when you have a challenge and fear pops up, step back, look at it from the silence, and see what's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time for it.
Yes, take the time for it. Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the analogies I like to use with my clients and my friends is that our brain is just a tool.
Mm.
It's a tool that we can employ. What should be driving us is our heart. That way we're living this peaceful, fulfilled life where we can always feel centered. We can feel love. We can be that person who smiles at a stranger on the street. But our culture has gotten us, almost all of us on this planet, out of balance. So it's our brains that are driving, and the brain is literally wired, designed to detect fear and prepare you for it. That's the whole fight or flight, primal instinct.
Yeah.
So you're living a life that's driven by this tool that works for you and not by your heart and your soul, which is actually you. Then you're literally letting the robot drive.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. It's a tool. Make your brain work for you. Let it do what it's really good at, solving problems, being, coming up with creative ideas, calculating things, figuring out small problems to help you create the bigger vision.
Yeah. And activate the right brain, because the left brain is pure facts, and the right brain, there's, let's say, a simple tool which I do every day. I'm right-handed, and every morning I brush my teeth, and I do it also with my right hand. But when I'm finished, I'm doing it with my left hand. And in the beginning, my hand was doing all kinds of things. I was looking in the mirror and I couldn't control my left hand. And that's my right brain.
Right.
And now I do it every day. And I'm doing it as fast as I did it with my right hand. Right brain triggers also to see things differently, but also to be creative. So also to have fun and happiness and joy. And you have to find the balance also to the left and the right brain. And you can do it with a lot of exercises, painting, etc. So
yeah, you can. I've done that with my clients. I ask my clients, what can you do to be creative? And one of my recent clients, she's a writer, so she went back to the writing, and I gave her this other option of, using photography on her phone. Just be creative, do something. You don't have to set up an art studio and, paint huge canvases. So there's one comment here from Michael Cillian, and he says, "Hi, Michael, Captain Future Cillian from Sweden. I'm on a quest to explore how we as humans can go on an inner and outer journey in life to level up ourselves and the society and the communities around us. For me, my current struggle is I turn my trained skills to what I call summon presence, awareness, and perspective." Ooh, cool. What do you think about that, Lisette?
Can you repeat that last phrase?
Yes. He says, I turn my trained skills to what I call summon presence, awareness, and perspective. So he's talking about being present.
Being present, yeah.
Being aware. And then the perspective, which I feel like the conversation, that piece, the perspective is huge because we choose our perspective, right?
Yeah, we do. But first you have to be, what he's also saying, you have to be grounded. You have to be in the present moment to see that you have a choice to look at it differently. And because it's also being in the present moment, see your opportunities, be aware that sometimes change your route. Take a different path, because if you do it in the same pattern as you did all your life, then you won't get 100% out of the success out of it. You have to change it. And I think I read it also a little bit what you're now saying it between the lines. It's being present. That's what it's all about, because create from frozen energy, liquid energy, you know? And that can only happen if you are in the present moment.
Right. Ooh, I like that.
Past is frozen energy. Future is frozen energy. But also in the present moment, there's frozen energy. And if you're not aware of that, and that frozen energy is all to do with embracing what's happened, embracing your life lessons. We have to learn. Yeah. We have to learn.
Yes. I love that. The past and the future are frozen, and it's the present moment. And I like that you said that there are pieces of the present moment that are frozen, but we have the choice to thaw them out. Yeah. So I want to find one more comment here. I'm hosting a watch party on my profile. There's so many comments there. And unfortunately, I haven't seen that Facebook actually keeps the comments from the watch party. So those of you who are actually watching the video live in the classroom, I'm looking for comments from you and questions and anything you want to say to Lisette before we finish. So please do right there. If you're watching in the watch party, there are a bunch of you watching in the watch party. That's fantastic. Please give us your thoughts, your questions. We've got just a couple of minutes. We've already gone over on time, but I think that this is so important that I want to make sure that we're answering or responding. And let me just remind you again. So Lisette is from the Netherlands. She's the newest mentor teacher in my classroom. She's fantastic. If you missed any of this introduction to what she's going to be teaching you and talking about, please go back and watch this video. She is teaching you how to create a whole new mindset of well-being and being present and aligning yourself with your dreams and then living your dreams. And it's actually, the way to do this is much simpler than you might think. So do not miss Lisette. She is live. You can always catch the replay, but she's live every Monday at 9 a.m. New York time. Go find a time zone converter to figure out what time that is in your part of the world. And I am going to just really quickly, we've got lots of great comments, Lisette. I wish you could read them.
Beautiful.
The one,
yes.
The watch party. I don't know. Actually, someone, can you make a comment or send me a message? Does the watch party, does it get preserved? Do the comments get preserved? Let me know.
Yeah.
Lots of people who are saying, nice one. Michael Cillian is continuing to say, yes, we have to learn from a frozen past. Yes, he likes that. And Vet Abdul Wahid, if your question is this, Amy, how can we, so this is going to be our last question because we're already over. So we will answer this and we will thank everyone else. Layla sends kisses from Brazil. To you. Yes. So Abdul, let's see. It's already scrolled up. Lots of people are commenting. Amy, how can we uncover, whoops. So many people. How can we uncover our inner potential and be confident that, yes, this is my area where I should work? That's such a huge question. So Lisette, can you give him like a 60-second answer and then tell him to come back and you will connect with that question and him when you go live next time?
Yeah. But I can say one thing. The question he asked, this is something that he's already intended to do. And follow are you happy? And I think he is happy. Mm-hmm. When you see the question he wrote himself, mm-hmm. What does it do with his energy level inside? Only thinking about it. This is also something. Mm-hmm. Your body, when I'm happy because we can connect with people, and mm-hmm. the thought that I can help others and serve others and support others, even if it's a little bit, from the passion I have, mm-hmm. I have goosebumps already thinking about it. And this is what your body does when you're happy, like a small child, When you do something that's great, your body is giving the signal. That's the first step. That's the first step. And the rest will follow.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Now the good questions are coming. You guys, make sure you connect with Lisette. She just said she has goosebumps from your questions. So I'm going to give her another question, even though we're so far over time, so that she can get more goosebumps and know that you guys are going to come back next Monday. So, all right. Let's see. Okay, so Vet Abdul Wahid says, I will suggest that you guys keep having such productive classes. Vet Abdul, that is exactly what's happening, and that is what Lisette is going to do every single Monday. Even when she moves to Austria and lives her dream, you get to see that happen. So that is what's going to happen, and thank you. I'm glad you want that. So, oh gosh, some people are saying because we've got this hour. All right, so this is Amjad Nawaz Raja. He says, hi, Amy, how are you? Ma'am, a teacher inculcates inner passion and zeal to change the world. Could you please briefly elaborate what are the extrinsic and intrinsic motivations or inspirations which lead to touch the heights of glory? That's such a huge question, Lisette. You could have an entire hour just on that. But he said, can you just touch on it?
You know, it's all about take first your inner journey. See where you are coming from. That's the authentic story, your story of life. And when you make touch of your inner self, and that's what I mean, you will feel it because your body is giving the signal of energy and joy and passion. Then you are ready to go to the outer world and share that. And you will resonate with people. You will resonate with people who are at the same level as you are. And connect with those, you know? But it's first go inside before you can connect outside. This is the route to take. And it's not an easy one. But you have to do it if you want to change.
Yes.
And choose for happiness. But yeah, who won't choose for happiness? I can't imagine that people it can be hard, but you can make that choice.
You can. Everything's a choice.
Everyone. See that guy with the flowers, you know?
Yeah.
It's you can't choose for your own happiness because why? You are unique. You are unique. It's your story that nobody has.
Right.
And spread it out for yourself, but also for the people around you. You don't have to stand on stage, you know, but be visible as the person you are because you're worth it.
Yes.
That's what counts. That's what counts.
And you're here as the unique you that you are because the world needs you.
Absolutely.
I think it's Wayne Dyer. He has a quote that says something like, don't die with your song inside. Like, don't live your whole life and not share with us what you uniquely have to share.
Yeah.
Even if it's just selling flowers during a war and then unfortunately being killed way too early, that is your life. But you lived that life well. That gentleman, I get goosebumps thinking about it. That gentleman.
I want to give one tip for when you want to start your first step. There must be a moment in your life, maybe on a picture or that you wrote it down, that you were so proud of yourself. You were really so proud of yourself. Make it visible for yourself to see it every day. I have a picture for myself running a marathon and the expression of my eyes focused on this is my direction to go. I have it on my desk. And watching that photo, I still got goosebumps because I know I'm connected with that woman who was running. And this was a marathon a year after my husband passed away. It was a sort of, you know, I can do this. I can do this.
Right.
But I have it on my desk. So do something something that you are really proud of yourself about. that you can see that every day, because this is your motivation to go through, even if you have a hard time.
I love that. Have a symbol of
The symbol. Yeah.
Success, something that you, not like external success, your joy, you living and feeling and being fully you and being great. I love that. Lisette, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who has watched this. Thank you for all of your comments and questions. And Lisette has already gone through the training of how to be a mentor in my classroom. So she already knows that after she broadcasts live, there will be additional questions and comments. So she will go back, she will read all of the comments that are on today's broadcast, and she will answer your questions. Connect with her. Make sure you follow her. Don't expect her to add you as a friend on Facebook right away, but maybe you can build a friendship with her, and maybe that can happen. But for the time being, you can follow her, and she will share any public posts so that you can get inspiration from her. She will also be sharing inspiration in the classroom, not just her weekly lessons, her weekly videos, but also photos and quotes and just messages to lift you all up. So make sure you hit the button inside the classroom for See First, so that every time there's a post in the classroom, you get Lisette's post so that you can be uplifted and you have your own personal coach who's there with you. And she's in the Netherlands, she's in Europe. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can connect with her and start to build a friendship with her through Amy Carrier's classroom. And if you're not a member of the classroom and you're just watching this video somewhere else in the world, go to amycarriersclassroom.com or just search for Amy Carrier's Classroom on Facebook and join the group. It's that simple. It's free. 15 different experts from around the world teaching their expertise for free once a week. Don't miss it. Don't miss a single lesson. And Lisette, I'm so glad you're here. I remember when I first saw your name pop up and I was like, oh boy, that intuitive hit that I need to connect with this woman. And I'm so glad that I did. And Lisette, I'm so glad to be a witness to and help to bring your voice from your journey to more people in the world. But I personally feel very honored to be connected with you and to just hear your inspiration and your beautiful messages. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, do you have any final message for the audience right now?
Well, the first thing I want to say, when I connected with you, it was first, I think, in the Facebook Live from Artie. And then you came in and I saw your name. And it was I think in an hour time, we were connected and like a sort of roller coaster, but those goosebumps were there. So I felt this is good. Making connection, I don't have that with everyone, Yeah. So this is what we were talking about. And I'm really looking forward to the lessons and that we can work together on the classroom, together on your story, to get your story out, being connected from that well-being base, and work on yourself. Sometimes I name myself a loving pit bull because if I see a potential in someone, I'm grabbing and holding on until it's coming out. And it doesn't matter if it takes a month, a year, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But
you're gonna live anyway.
Live it good, make it a successful, beautiful, happy life for yourself. And I wish that for everyone, also on the platform, of course.
Good.
So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisette. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you for watching us today. I will see you in the classroom. And if you're interested in connecting with more of our mentor teachers, join the classroom and look at the schedule so you can see when everybody broadcasts. And if you want to watch more of my weekly broadcasts, some where I'm introducing mentor teachers like Lisette and others where I'm doing my own teaching, you're going to see that for like the next 3 months, I'm just having conversations like this with the incredible people in my classroom. Oh my gosh. So if you want to see more of them, go to my YouTube channel, which is just Amy Carrier Empowers. That's it. Thank you all for being here today. And Lisette, thank you so much for everything you do. I'm honored and I'm so inspired by you. And I will see you next Monday, probably in replay, but I will see you.
Yes, thank you very much. And I wish everyone on the platform an amazing day. Make it a day that you can be proud of yourself.
I love that. You just cheered me on. That's what I'm going to do. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Bye, everyone. Have an amazing week and an amazing Monday or morning or night or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Mwah. Love you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.